at Adria for the ninth edition. The KF final about to get underway. Still, the rain has held off, although right in front of us I can see the clouds getting a little bit darker. Hopefully we can get the races in before then. That is the driver everyone in the paddock has been talking about from Denmark, Niklas Nielsen, starting on pole position for the Tony Kart racing team. You talk about the phrase star of the future. How about star of today, of the moment? He has been sensational. Carol Bash, second spot. Has he got an answer? Gee, judging by the pre-final, I don't know. The driver from Poland in the Cosmic up against the driver from Denmark in the Tony Kart. That is the front row of the grid. Casper Rose Anderson on the second row of the grid for Ricky Flynn Motorsport, with last week's winner, the very likeable young Dutchman, Richard Verschoor. That's him on screen now, driving for RB Racing, which may or may not be an abbreviation for Red Bull, unofficially. He was fantastic last week. He is driving the Esprit chassis. Starting out of grid 4, Yuri Vips, winner of the Rotax Junior World Final in horrendous conditions in Spain just a few months ago, steps up to the senior KF class and parks his kart on grid number 5. Lorenzo Travisanuto, the PCR official team. This is the chassis that won the World Championship with Giampiero Simoni at Jesolo way back in 1987. A bit of a resurgence with this young driver behind the wheel. We said the same thing last week. He's got a plain white helmet. It doesn't make him go any slower. He was superb in the pre-final. Did get up to third place. We'll start out of grid 6, the TM-powered PCR. Leonardo Lorandi, also for Baby Race, is alongside this man, Alexander Vartanyan, from the very prolific Swedish Ward racing team. Alexander from Russia, visor down, ready to go. "20 laps, exactly 25 kilometers to the meter. Igor Stupenkov, he nearly won it on the last corner of the race 7 days ago. Of course, let's cast our minds back. It was dry until lap 6. Then the race was red flagged. Vega wets went onto every driver. He started out of 13 on just one kart per lap and finished second to the Dutchman, Richard Verschoor. Driving for Forza Racing, Igor Stupenkov. That is Tom Bale. No, it ain't Gareth. No, it ain't Real Madrid. It is Tom Bale driving for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. And despite the Tony Kart race suit, it is a Fernando Alonso chassis. The very impressive young American, just out of juniors, Juan Correa, driving for the Energy Course racing team. Mechanics clear the track as the board goes up. The grid girls remain, and I guess that's no bad thing. Martin van Leuven, who wasn't here 7 days ago, he's racing here today with the CRG team from Holland. He was on the podium at the WSK Final Cup in Adria 2 months ago. Marco Dionysis from Romania, Bucharest. The Perilla-powered CRG. That's just a glimpse of the magnificent complex here at La Conca, just part of the grandstand. The top level of world karting motorsport, the Senior KF World Championship class on the track. for their final here this afternoon at La Conca Murolacese here in the south of Italy. These 125cc engines fire into life. Leonardo Lorandi a little slow getting away. Marco Dionysis, who we saw on screen a moment ago, was really slow to get away. He's at the back of the grid, but he will rejoin. The engine has fired. That's him on screen, the 212 CRG car. Let's go through the grid. Nicholas Nielsen on pole position with Carol Bash alongside. Casper Anderson out of 3 with Richard Vashaw alongside him. Yuri Vips with Lorenzo Travisanuto out of 6. Leonardo Lorandi with the Russian Alexander Vartanyan out of 8. Then it is Igor Stupenkov with the Brit Tom Bale out of 10. Juan Correa for the Energy team out of 11 with Martin Van Leuven alongside. Marco Mastranzi, look at him back in grid 22, the top car driver from Italy. Gorilla powered, number 216. Hasn't had the best weekend so far, but he's very, very quick. A lot of work to do, though, for Marco, starting out of grid 22. Max Futrell, a non-finisher in the pre-final, starts dead last with the Lithuanian Rokas Pachuska, just out of juniors alongside him. That's Nicholas Nielsen, your pole sitter from Denmark. The number 202 Tony Carr. This is going to be sensational. 20 laps, senior KF. This is where the KF World Championship was held in 2008. That race was won by Marco Ardigo. We will see the final KF World Championship ever here on September 27. And in a few moments' time, we will get ready for the WSK Champions Cup final here on the 8th of February 2015. A quick pace from Nielsen, being urged to slow it down. He's the pole sitter though, he can dictate the pace. 4 red lights, Tony Kart versus Cosmic, Nielsen versus Bash. Bash tried his best, he's going to struggle to hang on to second spot though. He just does. Casper Anderson, the Ricky Flynn Motorsport kart, right behind him. We are racing on the first of 20 laps. The field has managed to get through safely. Nielsen leading Bash. For the first time down through the centre chicane. Fastest first sector though on that opening lap was Casper Anderson. Still a long way to go, 25 kilometres the distance for this final. Bash with the look over the shoulder says, where's the opposition? I don't want to be attacked. I have to give it my best shot now to pass Nielsen. He's really, really quick. Everyone in the paddock here at La Conca knows that this young Dane is a super talent. Carol Bash is going to have to drive the wheels off that Cosmic car to stay in touch. Nielsen did run a little bit wide on the opening corners. We've seen this throughout the weekend, throughout last week as well. It does take a lap or two longer for that green machine to come on. But hey, when it does, man alive, it's quick, especially with Nicholas Nielsen driving it. Third spot, Casper Anderson. How about these Danes, first and third? Christian Lundgaard, another Dane in juniors. He's been dominant as well. Something in the water in Denmark, obviously. Or maybe it's just inspiration from Princess Mary. Nicholas Nielsen continues to lead from Bash and Anderson. Yuri Vips up into 4th spot. That's Igor Stupenkov for Forza Racing in the background. He is in 5th from Leonardo Lorandi and Juan Correa. Casper Anderson, Ricky Flynn Motorsport, Over the back of the Cosmic. Will we see a move this time? Yes! Up the inside. Nicely done. It is Denmark first, Denmark second. The pole, Carol Bash with a look over the shoulder. He's been slotted back to third. Let's look. Bash, he sort of left the door open, didn't he? Casper Anderson took half a chance and went through up the inside. Nothing he could do about it. Jori Vips now in fourth spot. I can tell you it's absolutely frantic, the fight just to stay in the top 10. Lorenzo Travisanuto is in seventh, ahead of Juan Correa, Richard Vachon, Alexander Bartanian, Tom Bale, Martin Van Leuven, Jakob Kladlich, Emil Skaris, and the New Zealander Marcus Armstrong now up into 15th spot. As you can see on the bottom right of your screen, Max Futrell from Great Britain has made up 4 places to sit in 20th. Fastest first sector last time round for the Dutchman, Richard Vachon. Fastest lap, as you can see, for the Romanian, Marco Dionysis. And Nielsen isn't exactly pulling away from the field as we thought he might. Casper Anderson has put a little bit of space on the pole, Carol Bash. In second, let's watch across the line. Last time the gap was 0.398. This time it is 0.38, so it really hasn't changed. The fight way back down through the field. It is frantic right down to 20th place, which is currently being held by Rokas Hajuska. Max Futrell another couple of spots up into 18th. The driver formerly from Singapore, racing for Ricky Fling Motorsport, a non-finisher in the pre-final. Tom Bale moves up a spot, past Emil Skaris. Marcus Armstrong behind him. This is the fight for the lead. Nicholas Nielsen, this is the hardest he's driven all weekend. He's an amazing young talent, already 8 months out, 9 months out. They're saying this is the guy you will have to beat if you want to win the World Championship here at La Conca on September 27, 2015. Carol Bash responds. 46.9 now for the pole. The only driver so far in the 47-second bracket. Over the ripple strips through the centre chicane. Bash closing in on the back of Anderson. It is Denmark first and second. Poland in third. And Igor Stupenkov, that's him at the top of your screen. The Russian into fourth spot for Forza Racing. Stupenkov was delighted with his podium place last week. You couldn't get the smile off his face. He nearly won it, but second was an amazing result. He now sits in fourth. He's looking at another podium if he can make up one more position. We are not yet at half race distance. They go down through the centre chicane. Nicholas Nielsen is not pulling away as we thought he might. In fact, look at Casper Anderson closing in on the back of him. The two countrymen, first and second. Oh, look over the shoulder. Did you see that? Nicholas Nielsen has not done that all weekend. It's been head down, bum up the whole way for the young Dane. That is the first time we have seen Nielsen with a look over the shoulder, and that's why Anderson, also from Denmark, is right behind him. Carol Bash has been dragged up to the lead also. This is a sensational fight. No surprise there, fastest lap for Anderson. He has got this Alonso kart hooked up and flying. No move that time, very intelligent driving. Head down. They are doing 126 k's an hour on the start-finish straight. Right there, they're doing 118 k's an hour. bit of a slipstream, and you will reach 128 k's an hour on the start-finish straight at La Conca in a senior KF kart. Up the back straight one more time. Half race distance at the end of this lap through the centre chicane. Down here, they're doing 122 kilometres an hour right there. That is absolutely flying, especially when you stand at the side of this amazing La Conca track. Well, we've been watching this battle for third. How about the driver now into fourth spot? Lorenzo Travisanuto in the PCR car has got past the Russian Igor Stupenkov. Lorenzo Travisanuto is 3 seconds off the lead, but he's done a 47 dead last time round. That's him at the top of your screen, just flashing by. Nielsen a little bit of a lead this time. Anderson watches on. I don't think he's close enough to make a move, or do I speak too soon? He just got that buffer. Head down again. 125 k's an hour. Anderson's probably going quicker because he's got the benefit of the slipstream. Bash is getting the airflow advantage from both of the karts in front of him. Now there's a gap for Nielsen. Locks it up a little bit sideways as Anderson that time through. Of course, these karts have four-wheel disc brakes. They come to a stop like there's no tomorrow. Amazing braking power, amazing horsepower. Approaching something like 36, 37 horsepower, and Bash has used every one of them to go through into second. Oh, he waited his time, didn't he? Anderson, can he respond? Let's have a look at the replay. Bash up the inside. He waited. As we mentioned, that's the part of the circuit they're doing 122 kilometres an hour. Under brakes, he went past the Dane to move up into second spot. Travisanuto is still in fourth. Head of Stupenkov, Martin van Leuven, Richard Verschoor, Tom Bale is eighth. Head of Vartanyan and Marcus Armstrong now up into the top 10. The driver who's travelled further than anyone to be here this weekend, all the way from Christchurch, New Zealand, is young Marcus. Something like 30 hours of flying to get here, and I thought Melbourne was a long way. Marcus Armstrong with the Tony Kart Racing Team into 10th spot on the back of the Russian Alexander Vartanyan. Well, Bash is in second spot, but behind him, I think we've seen the end of the challenge from Casper Anderson. He's dropped back markedly in third spot. He was a second behind last time. And you can see he's not even in the screen, as it's been most of the week. It's been Nielsen and Bash. Last year, they were both driving each other's cars. Nielsen, the Cosmic. Bash looks over the shoulder, the Tony Kart. For 2015, they've switched teams. That's Travisanuto, Stupenkov, Verschoor, last week's winner. Oh, he's getting very close to the back of the Dane now is Carol Bash. Obviously, he was not giving it 100% in the pre-final. You can see there's something hanging off the side of Nielsen's car. It looks like the bracket that holds the blind for the radiator. He's seen it, he's had a look. It's probably not going to make any difference speed-wise, but it will be enough to distract him. Carol Bash knows it. If he hadn't looked, if he hadn't known, he probably wouldn't have worried. But just knowing that your kart is not 100% is enough to put you off psychologically. Let's see how mentally tough the young Dane is. This is 3/4 race distance. Richard Verschoor on screen across the line now. He's up into fourth spot. Marcus Armstrong is now in the top 5. The young Kiwi is driving superbly. Bash all over the back of Nielsen. I can tell you Marcus Armstrong is back in 5th spot, but he's closing in on last week's winner, Richard Verschoor from the Netherlands. Nielsen hasn't really worried about that bracket on his radiator. You never, or rarely I should say, obviously not never, but rarely see a mechanical failure from the Tony Kart racing team. It's not enough to slow him down. It won't have any effect speed-wise, but it will just be enough to distract him. Nicholas Nielsen, he turned 18 years of age on Friday from Copenhagen in Denmark. Speaks fluent Danish, fluent Italian, fluent English. He is mentally strong, he is mentally tough. He wants to be the world karting champion, and he's on his way to doing it, starting with a Champions Cup win here at La Conca this weekend. Over the ripple strip, Bash has dropped back. He's dropped back. The gap last time was 0.2 of a second. With 3 laps to go. Head down behind the steering wheel. Still 0.2 of a second. Anderson third, Verschoor. Marcus Armstrong from Christchurch, New Zealand is driving superbly. The orange helmet, the Tony Kart driver, as cool as you'd like. We know how mentally tough the Kiwis are. Whether it's on the racetrack or the rugby field, they're strong. Marcus Armstrong is second running for the Tony Kart racing team. He's in 5th spot. Oh no, he's just been passed. Just as I say that, the Russian Alexander Vartanyan has got past him. This is the end of lap number 17. So you can see on the top of your screen there, Anderson's out of it. Barring a mechanical failure or a crash, he cannot win it. He put up a good fight earlier, but he has dropped back. There you can see Vartanyan has got past Armstrong into 5th spot. Tom Bale, a sensational drive to be up into 6th. Armstrong 7th. Max Futrell, obviously not having a good day, still down at the back of the field. The last lap board is out now. Oh, look over the shoulder for the 2nd time this weekend. That's all he's done it. Nicholas Nielsen, he's got a bit of a gap. You watch him on this lap. This kid is a star, not of tomorrow, of right now. He is a star of world karting. Formula One, you can have it. He wants to be world karting champion. That bracket has almost come away. It is the bracket that keeps the blind on the radiator. You saw Carol Bash adjust the carby on that engine a few moments ago. He's not close enough. This is just sensational. The final corner. Oh, move up the inside, but he's not close enough. The checkered flag comes out for the Dane. Nicholas Nielsen wins it. He is delighted. Well done to Carol Bash to come home in 2nd spot. Casper Anderson does come 3rd to make it a Dane 1-3. That is your winner on screen now. He is delighted. He deserved it. Remember, he led in the dry 7 days ago until he got water in the engine with that downpour. Great sportsmanship from his countryman, Casper Anderson. The Ricky Flynn Motorsport driver finishes in 3rd. Verschoor was 4th, Vartanyan 5th. Well done, Marcus Armstrong. Hold your head up high. You've done your country proud to come home in 6th spot after starting way back on the 8th row of the grid. Into Parc Ferme they go. Your winner, Nicholas Nielsen from Bash and Anderson. Unofficial results on your screen there. Van Leuven, Martin, came home in 7th spot from Leonardo Lorandi. Tom Bale was 9th, and the American, Juan Correa, finishing in 10th spot for the Energy Course team. Lorenzo Travisenuto did fade a little bit to 11th. Marco Maestranzi from the back of the grid, 12th. Yuri Vips home in 20th spot. We'll get set for the podium presentation in just a few moments as the drivers make their way in from Parc Ferme. We'll have a look at the highlights off the start. As cool as you like went Nicholas Nielsen. This was the best we saw from Casper Anderson. It was early in the race. He had that Alonso kart hooked up and flying. We thought he might even take the lead at this point. He got really close to the back of Nielsen. Bash took back the position though. That's when the blind came adrift right there on Nielsen's radiator. He saw that there was something wrong with the kart. It was really just a cosmetic thing. Didn't slow him down, and the Dane took the win. Stay with us. We will bring you the official presentations for the KF Senior class, the WSK Champions Cup, in just a few moments. The KF Senior Final in third place for Ricky Flynn Motorsport, Casper Rose Anderson. In second place for the Cosmic Racing Department from Poland, Karol Bash. The winner, KF, Tony Kart Racing Team. From Denmark, Nicholas Nielsen. The third place trophy being awarded to Casper Anderson. Gracia Verdiana. In second place, Karol Bash. Grazie Michaela. And the winner from Denmark, Nicholas Nielsen. We'll stand by for the national anthem of Denmark. round of applause, your podium for KF, the WSK Champions Cup 2015. I'll move in here if I can. Nicholas, not a bad 18th birthday present.
No, definitely not. I mean, this weekend have been very good for us. We started out good in the qualifying with the pole position, and then, yeah, obviously we had a small problem during the heats in the rain where Carlo was a bit faster than I was. Yeah, so eventually everything just went a bit better today. So I'm very happy for the race, and a massive thanks to the new team.
Your winner, Nicholas Nielsen. In second place, Carol Bash. You almost had him.
Yeah, but I wait too much a little bit because first 15 lap I stay behind him. And then there was the water on the third corner, and then I sliding a little bit, and then I lose the many time. Yeah, but it's okay.
Well done, Carol. Second place, a fantastic effort. And in third place, drove superbly. Well done, Casper Rose Anderson. You gave it your all at the early part of the race and just faded towards the end, but third, a great result.
Thank you. I pushed too hard in the start, but then the water on the track again, I missed the curb and went 2 seconds behind or something like that. And then I couldn't go to them again, so I just chilled the last laps.
Well done, Casper. Third result's a fantastic day out today. Your podium, Senior KF, the WSK Champions Cup for 2015.